Should I book the PT exam morning or evening time? Hello and welcome back again to my channel. Julia here from English Prep Class. Just you're doing well. In today's video, I'll be focusing on frequently asked questions. These are questions that people ask me, maybe first-time test takers or people that have written these exams before and they just want to get some level of clarification. So I'm going to be answering some of those questions. So I got them all written down here. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking into my notes so I don't forget the question. You're welcome again to my channel. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button because it's free. And please like this video. Have you given this video a like yet? Give it a like. In today's video, basically, I'll be answering these questions that some of my students have asked me. And do you need more clarification about the PTE exam? Leave it in the comment section, or my phone number is up there. You can send me a text message or give me a call, a ring. I mean, it's free. I'm not going to charge you for consultation, okay? But if you want classes, that's where I'm going to charge you because that is what I do, okay? All right, so the first question I have here is, when should you book the PTE exam? When should I book the PTE exam? Now, people are different, okay? I'm a morning person. I wouldn't book my PTE exam in the afternoon. But I've seen people that have told me that they prefer to book the exams in the evening when they have finished everything they're doing. That way, their mind is calm or calmer, so they can go into the exam hall knowing that this is the last thing for them to do today. But for me, I'd rather do my PTE exam in the morning period because that is when my head is clear. That is when I think better. That is when I can deliver. So you asking me whether you do the exam in the morning or in the evening, bro, it's actually left for you to decide, okay? You decide when is your maximum period, when are you best optimized as a person, when do you reason better. You know, it's an exam and it's a logical exam to some extent, so you would need that time of the day that works for you, that time when you're more calm, that time when your mind is not so crowded, because you need to go there and try to reason out some of the tasks for you to get the answer. So you wanting to know what time should you book the PTE exam is actually left for you. It's up to you to decide, okay? For me, I'm a morning person. For some of my students I've met, they're evening people. Some prefer to do it in the afternoon. Some prefer to even do it over the weekend. Yes, because you can do the PTE over the weekend. I don't care the day, whether Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday or Sunday. But as long as it's morning period, that is the best time I function very well. Because towards evening, I'm tired. So all I want to do is just unwind, then go to bed. That's what I do. So you choose, you decide for yourself when is the best time for you to book your PTE exam. Then another twist to this question is, after the classes, when is the ideal time for me to book the class? I would always say maximum of 2 weeks. But if you also ask again, I would say, okay, do I not try 1 week? After the classes, after the lectures, you just go and give yourself 1 week to practice, 1 week to ask further questions, 1 week to try out the official piercing mock and see how you're faring. Then we'll discuss your result. Then you book your exam and go ahead and write your exam. The good thing about the PTE is that your result comes out in less than 5 days or 1 to 5 days. That's what they said. So I would say 1 week or maximum 2 weeks if you're too busy. And the 1 week break after the classes is for you to go back and put in more work, practice, and see how you're faring. Try the official piercing mock, and let's take it from there and see where you're doing well, where we can improve on. Or if you're doing well, bravo, just go ahead and do the exam. So I think I've answered these questions in 2 ways. Whether you want to write it in the morning or in the evening, that's the best times for you, or the best days of the week, or how long you need to write the PTE exam after your classes. The long and short of this whole thing is actually left for you to decide 100%, because you know how it is for you. You know when you're fully prepared to brace up and write the PTE exam. The PTE exam is actually not so difficult. It's logical if you understand the things you're supposed to do. But I get it. I get it's an exam, and I get it that you can be tense. Even me as a tutor, when I show up in that exam, or sometimes at the beginning I begin to get tense, but I remember, come on, I'm here just to practice for it. I'm not using it for any major thing. So you decide for yourself. You know when you're ready. You know how it works for you. You know the times of the day that work. You know the times of the day that work for you. So that way, that's why I say it's actually left for you to decide 100%. But this is actually my 2 cents, okay? I hope that makes sense. The second question I have here is, how do I improve my pronunciation? pronunciation, fluency, content. You majorly see this criteria in the speaking session of the PTE. Now, the speaking session is the most important section in the PTE, and they will require you to, you'll be assessed for content, for oral fluency, for pronunciation. A lot of students struggle with the fluency and the pronunciation, and these are the criteria that have the most marks. They have like 5 marks, especially for the read aloud and the repeat sentence. So people ask, how do I improve my pronunciation? Pronunciation is actually not so difficult to improve. Even if you're not a native English speaker, I'm not a native English speaker. The English I speak today, I learned it growing up, okay? So if you're struggling with your pronunciation, all you need to do is take out some time and practice. What do you practice? When Juliet says practice, what do you practice on? You can listen to some English videos on YouTube and try to learn how to pronounce those sounds. Learn how to pronounce words, because pronunciation is 5 marks, bro. So you don't have to joke with it, okay? Another thing you can do is to learn tongue twisters, because in the PTE you will see tongue twisters. You see those words that are used as tongue twisters. Very funny, okay? I'm just going to look for one of them and place it on my screen here. Yeah, so these are the kind of things I'm talking about. Tongue twisters. If you're not careful, you might make a mistake. That is where practice comes in. If you practice, you should be able to up your pronunciation game. Okay, but don't kill yourself trying to up your pronunciation game. Just give it your best. Speaking is not the only thing that gives you the high score, but if you give it your best, you're going to see the result. That's one good thing about it. So first of all, what is this pronunciation? No person will look at pronunciation as your ability to make the word sound like a native English speaker. Yeah, and some of us that write these exams, or even everyone that writes this exam, they don't have English as their first language, okay? They're not generally native English speakers. But we can improve, we can learn. I mean, if we used to learn French and we used to learn Spanish and German prior to this time, we can actually learn how to pronounce words in English. And pronunciation is 5 marks. So that's why you need to really try. Okay, it shouldn't be a struggle, 100% struggle. By the time you try to read, listen to way words are pronounced, by the time you watch some white movies or you watch some videos on how words are pronounced, I bet you're going to have an increase in your pronunciation score, or you're going to do well in your pronunciation score. Try to do these things I have recommended in this video, and if you're still struggling, then we'll see what next you can do to up your pronunciation game. But don't make it too difficult, more difficult than it already looks. All right, so the next question I have here, it's an important question I've been asked several times. It says, is PTE academics accepted for Canada migration? Now I'm going to put it here, or it says PTE academic is accepted for all study routes, including for the popular student direct stream SDS route. Now this popular student direct stream is only applicable in some countries, for some citizens of, like, in some countries. Yeah, this student direct stream is just for some countries, not all countries. My country, Nigeria, is not included in this, but countries like Morocco, countries like Vietnam, and many other countries I might be listing here are part of the SDS route. And yeah, so that's it for the PTE applicable for the study route. Now, for the migration, for Australian migration, you do PTE academic. For the UK, I think you do PTE, UKVI PTE, if I'm right. Yeah. But for Canadian migration, they said for work and migration, sorry, I'm actually reading from it, but I'm going to put it here. For work and migration, they said PTE core. So it's not going to be called PTE academics. It's going to be called PTE core. That's CORE. And guess what? They wrote coming soon. I'm actually reading from the official Pearson website, and I'm going to be putting it here. Okay, so for PTE, for used for migration and for work, it's called PTE core, and it's recognized by the Canadian government. That's IRCC, which is equivalent to like the Home Affairs, people that are in charge of migration here in Australia. And this is used for all visa categories for work and migration when applying. Here it is written that this can be used when applying for permanent residency. Then guess what they said again? PTE core will be open for booking later in 2023. This information here was published a few months ago, okay? And still, for them to still say here that it will be open for booking later in 2023, it means it hasn't been opened yet for booking. But all my Canadian people, hello, just know that you'll be doing PTE core. I think the basic behind this is it's not going to be like the academic, PTE academic, people write to come to Australia. It's going to be centered about the English people use in their everyday life, not necessarily academic, okay? Things that are relatable. We might have things like essays, we might have things like audios to listen to, you know. So it will be a bit different from the regular PTE academic. So to answer this question, is PTE academics accepted for Canada migration? Yes, PTE academics is accepted for Canada migration, but it is not called PTE academics. It is called PTE core, and it's not available yet. It's still in the pipeline, and it will be made available by Pearson English when they are ready. Okay, I think that makes sense. I think this has cleared the air. Of course, we've been having a lot of videos, people saying that PT is accepted. It's accepted. The answer is yes, but it's not yet open because the website says PTE core will be open for booking later in 2023. This website is on the website, Pearson website. This is current information. So it's not like I'm giving you an outdated information. Okay, so don't get it confused. And the last question I'll talk about today is there an order that you can write your words in right from dictation? Now, is the order where it's written in right from in dictation important? That's the question. This person is simply trying to find out the sentence that is being said in right from dictation. If the order that is said, it's important for you to write it in that same order in the blank that is provided. Now, I'm going to look at the official Pearson website here. It's actually not saying whether it's in the right order or not. Okay, but it means that we need to do more research on that to know if you have to write the words in their right order. And trust me on that, I'm going to do the research and I'm going to share here as well. It should not be a controversial issue because what happens here is for every right word you get and you get the spelling, you get a point. But once you miss the spelling, you lose the point. Okay, so I think the right thing here should be you focusing on getting the right words and getting their spelling. PT is an English exam, so spelling is very important. Once you omit the spelling, for instance, if you have believe and you mix up I and E and I, it's not the same thing. You have to ensure you follow the right spelling rules. Now, if you're still thinking of what are the spelling rules, I'll put one of the videos in the description. I've done some videos on spelling that might be of help to you. And before I forget, please, right from dictation is the last task in the PTE listening. What happens there basically is you would hear a sentence and there is a box given to you where you're supposed to type the sentence you heard in a box. Okay, so it's a sentence. It means you should start the capital letter and end with a full stop. Once you're not starting with a capital letter, then you're going to be failing. So right from dictation, and it's one of the most important tasks in the PT, if not the most important. So it's an important task that you shouldn't joke with. If I find out that the order matters or it doesn't matter, I'm still going to share it here. As at this point, I haven't done the research yet, pardon me, but trust your girl on this. I'm going to carry out that research, okay? And I'm going to bring it to you because I'm all in for anything that will make you have that high score that you need. And right from dictation is not just any task. It's one of the most important tasks in the PTE. So I should be able to give you concrete information on it. All right, so these are the questions I've responded to today. If you have more questions, can you just kindly leave it in the comment section, or you text me, or you give me a call. I'm sure I'm going to respond to you. Now remember to give my video a thumbs up, please. It's very important. And remember to leave your comment. Remember to subscribe. I'm looking to get to 10,000 soon, and I will see you in my next video. You take care. Bye.